What is going on? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Money Hungry. How are you, Kim?
I am good. How is everybody? I can't believe we are back. It's Wednesday again, full circle, and here we are.
We have a incredible show tonight, and I am super stoked about our special guest. So this is a very, very accomplished man, but he does not need any introduction. So without further ado, let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Sergio. What's going on,
All right.
Serge?
Hey,
Um,
Sergio.
wow. Okay, first of all, how do you two rookies get a starting opening, promo like that and we don't have it, right? Did you do that, Zach?
I did that, and it's because I don't have a life.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna have Chris call you on that one. Second, it's an honor to follow Steve, right? My idol. So but next week, you guys should have Harry and see your ratings tank completely. Okay. And anyway,
Oh,
but
come on,
it's
he
just
can't
a
he can't
pleasure
be
to
that bad
be
for
with
ratings.
the kids. Anything we could do, we're here to do. You guys are awesome as usual. Thank you for inviting me. So that's it.
Thank you for joining us. So, Sergio, we wanted to talk to you about a few things, but first, for those of you who are here from my channel or Kim's channel, Sergio, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for the RideShare Guy, and what your
Um,
involvement is in the gig
what
economy.
do I not do for the right chair guy? I don't. Okay, I've been with them with Harry since 2018. Most of you know probably my story. So I used to heckle all their contributors because I used to, go in there and make comments like, "You guys don't know what you're talking about. You're a bunch of ants," and all that good stuff. And then, but Harry saw the passion, I guess, in me rejecting all the articles that they wrote. And he said one day, let's go to lunch. And he goes, "Yeah, it was, work for me, write for me." I'm going like, "No, not a chance. I'm sleeping with the enemy." And I said, but I go, if you're gonna pay, whatever. So he goes, "Yeah, we'll give it a try, whatever." So it started in 2018. But I have a very different background than YouTube. And I love writing, so I always love writing. But I have a finance background. I was on Wall Street for close to 20 years, a derivatives and equities trader, and got into the gig world somehow. And the last year or so, yeah, last year, you know, joined the YouTube crowd with Show Me the Money, which is doing really well. And yeah, and here we are. I also do 99% of our media obligations now, RSG media obligations. That's why you guys see me everywhere. Not that I want it, but Harry won't do it because Harry's become a vulture capitalist now, a VC, not venture capitalist, vulture capitalist. So he's like playing with his little startup companies and stuff. So
Okay.
now the old man is the OG of RSG, you know. And then we have Jay, who's the other. Actually, he's the OG, but he's going to Thailand in September, so I'm going to be the OG once he leaves.
It's a hard life.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's me right there.
So,
So,
Sergio,
sorry.
you've got quite the background, though, in the gig economy. You started in rideshare, and over the past, what is it, 6 months or so, you've slowly
Year,
transitioned. Okay.
year
Over
since
the last,
yes, almost 10 months. Yeah,
okay. So you started doing delivery as well as rideshare now. So we want to have a conversation with you
sure.
about rideshare versus delivery.
Yeah, I think I'm dumb enough to. Well, I'm brave enough to admit that I was dumb not to do deliveries during the pandemic. I probably would have made
Hmm.
like 3K a week.
Uh-huh.
But then I was like, why am I even going to get sick or whatever? But I was stupid. I should have done it. Although I call myself an expert in rideshare, right? I mean, as a channel, we've evolved and pivoted ourselves, right? During
Hmm.
the pandemic, rideshare died, obviously. So, as rideshare guy, it's still called the rideshare guy, but they pivoted too, started doing a lot more content and articles on last mile delivery. So I said, well, this looks like kind of cool. I'm watching you kids, you're on individual YouTube channels and before you guys joined RSG. I go, this looks like fun. This looks like easier than rideshare. I don't have to deal with, humans, and food is not going to throw up in my car and, ask for an aux cord as soon as they walk in, and they're not going to yell at me and turn the air on or this off, then whatever. Worst thing is I'm going to spill the damn thing and end up eating it. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I started doing it like last July, August, and I actually loved it. I really did. Actually, like after each live stream, I go out and do deliveries for a couple hours. That's my relaxation. It's
So I
just
actually
pick it
remember
up.
that when Sergio and I first started talking, he would give me a call and he'd be on our Bluetooth or something like that, and he'd be out picking up orders while we were chatting on the phone.
Yeah,
So this is a man who is truly dedicated to practicing what he preaches.
damn right.
So
You
So
gotta
which
get your hands dirty, man. You
so which
know?
one now do you like better? Do you like food delivery or do you like
Okay,
rideshare delivery?
if I want to really work, right? I would do rideshare, but no dummy here. I know my costs really well, and in rideshare, you're gonna drive a ton more miles. Your cash flow is gonna be most likely higher, okay, per online hour, because rideshare is one after the other. You can work literally nonstop for hours and hours without, taking a piss break. On the food delivery side, I learned quite fast that if I applied the same strategies I always applied in rideshare, so I applied the three P's on rideshare. The three P's are position, patience, obviously. Second P is position, and third P is planning. So I learned pretty fast what to do when it comes to deliveries, but I added a fourth P now, which is called profitability. In rideshare, profitability is really not that good anymore, just for the fact that the rates are garbage mostly, and you drive a lot more miles and you have more risks, right? So, I mean, I do a mixture now, but I try to do more deliveries, and I learned my market really well, like from you guys, obviously. I took all your advice, but then we also have something called Prop 22 in California, which makes me park a mile away and walk slowly to the restaurant to burn the Prop 22 clock. So look, you learn all the tricks and tips, but I actually enjoy delivery more these days than rideshare, because rideshare under upfront fares has become a joke now. Really, like I think my acceptance rate on rideshare is like 7%, and on food delivery, I think it's like in the 30s, which is pretty high. So yeah, I still like both, but the reason I do it is because I want to experience it at first hand. So if I'm writing an article, like I wrote an article yesterday, got a really good push about the new Quest that they're offering. Well, I do it, and then I can speak from first-hand experience, right, as opposed to some cut and paste stuff. So that's why I do it. But I enjoy doing it. I mean, I enjoy doing both. But at the moment, delivery is definitely my favorite.
okay. So who would you suggest do rideshare versus delivery? If somebody's wanting to get into gig work just kind of on their own schedule, what questions would you ask that person to determine where you're going to point them?
Right. So when it comes to flexibility and freedom, look, I think rideshare, literally 24 hours a day, there will be demand for rideshare in a big city like LA or New York or Atlanta or DC or Miami, whatever. So you can turn your app on at 2 in the morning. You can pretty much get a trip. In food delivery, you're more condensed, in that period of lunch rush hour and dinner rush hour, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can turn your app on at 3 in the afternoon and try to do food delivery. I mean, you may get a couple orders, three door trash orders, and it's not going to work. So to me, the most important thing is it always been make the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. That's my goal.
So we're coming
Now,
up to
you know,
we're coming up to a period where in food delivery we have what's known as the summer slowdown,
yeah,
and most markets are affected by it. Is that the same with rideshare, or is it the
nope,
opposite effect?
the
Okay.
opposite actually, the
Okay.
opposite. Rideshare doesn't have too much of a seasonality except the first quarter, maybe. When kids go on spring break and whatever. But summer is very strong for rideshare, especially a place like LA where tourism is pretty strong. Weather is great, right? And I'm expecting to do more rideshare now in summer than food delivery, because why would you order food out when the weather is 80 at the beach? I'll go eat at the beach as opposed to ordering food from the beach. So I'm going like, no. I'm pretty sure it's going to slow down. Uh, and I'll do more rideshare. And people go out more, right? It'll be surging more, and promotions may be higher on rideshare. But you guys always say this, and I agree. Multi-apping is the key, right? I mean, we have the multi-apping queen over here, so I don't have that many apps. Although I just got on Spark, Kim.
I was going to ask you that. Like, did you get
Yeah,
on
I
Spark
did.
yet?
Yeah, you know how I got on Spark though? Because I had the Walmart guy at the Herbivore,
Ah,
and I gave the guy my card. I go, man, I want to get on. Let's go, right? And then like 2 days ago, I got a call from Spark saying that, well, your insurance card is missing. I go, everything is missing. I go, what insurance card? You guys have no idea.
The
But
fact
anyway,
that
he got me on.
the
So
fact that you
I
got
have
a
a Walmart
phone
3 miles
call,
from me. I'm gonna do some Spark orders.
the fact that you got a phone call from them is testament to the fact that you knew someone.
Well,
Because DDI does not screw around.
we have some
You
pull,
can't get
man.
anybody to answer the phone if there's a problem, man. So the fact that they called you is a miracle in and of itself.
Yeah, they did. I have the message on my phone, but we have some pull. I mean, we're RSG. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Because if they don't do it, I'm gonna write some crap about it. So no, I mean they don't. And then I got on Grubhub because the Grubhub LA manager was at Herbivore, and I said, hey man, put me on. And by the time we went to the bar for the late night drinks, I was already on Grubhub. So the only one who's missing is Tony Zhu. Hey Tony, let's go, bro. I don't want to do it on my fake account, so I just give me an account so we can do this thing.
Yeah, careful what you ask for.
now see, I can't say that. Get on to DoorDash.
Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Well,
No,
I can do
DoorDash-
that for my life,
matter-
I don't know what I want.
Matter of fact, we're going to look at some examples here a little bit later on why Kim is incorrect. So,
Oh, whatever.
Sergio,
Yeah.
when you go out, do you know beforehand if you're going to be doing rideshare or if it's going to be delivery?
Yes.
Okay.
I have that set in my mind. Like if I'm gonna do rideshare, I don't want to do rideshare in where I live, which is the San Fernando Valley, which is like 30 miles outside LA. I mean, rideshare is still okay, but it doesn't surge. The patterns are not there. So if I'm on the rideshare, right, I will catch a scheduled trip on Lyft or Uber, going towards LAX. And then from there, I work myself towards Santa Monica and Hollywood, right? But in my neighborhood, what I figured out is actually perfect for deliveries. Perfect. It's upper white middle class neighborhood. They're all 85, 90% are single family homes. So parking is no problem, going to their homes. I mean, I still get caught once in a while when the Uber app glitches and I can't zoom out and see if this is an apartment or not, But once in a while, apartments come into play. But yeah, I definitely know what I'm going to do before I do it. That's the third P, the planning part. I plan it. And you know what? The other thing I've done with deliveries is when I started picking up food, I think I've done maybe close to 1,300 now deliveries. And even from the first week on, I went to each restaurant, introduced myself, gave him my card. And I said, I'm going to be doing deliveries, but I write for these people, and this is who I am. Not to anything else, but I spoke to each single manager, and I asked them, like, let me know when you're running specials as far as deliveries is concerned from your restaurant, because that's the day I'm going to come park in front of your restaurant because food's going to be flying out of here. You know what I mean? And then it works. It really does. Or I will get on my Uber Eats app as a passenger, and we'll see who has the specials, like 49-cent delivery specials.
Yep.
Because I picked myself like these 4, I call it power strips, which is a cluster of 10, 12 restaurants, some high end, some middle end, some low end. And I just want to play that game. I don't want to move anywhere outside 6 miles of my house. I just want to play that game, triangulate everything and hit it hard. So there you go.
So if somebody wants to know, what apps do you currently have in your arsenal of apps?
I have Uber, obviously, Uber Eats and Lyft. Those are my first two. First, I was on Uber. I've been on since 2015 on Uber, 2016 on Lyft. Then it was it until this, this rush of, the pandemic happened, and I didn't even think about it. I could do Uber Eats or get on Doordash, but forget that. But since I started doing deliveries, I got on Spark just now, Grubhub. I'm on Roadie. I'm on because Roddy's like putting out some crazy offers, but I can't catch him in time. I wish there was like an app like Sketty that I can catch, those good offers before anybody grabs it. But I'm on that. So what else? I'm not on DoorDash. That's the only one I'm not on, which is horrible. Tony Zoo, come on. I'm on like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So are you on a wait list for DoorDash?
Yeah, the proverbial. I was on a wait list on Grubhub until I met the guy. I gave him the guy. Go, hey man, what's going on? Like, within half hour, I was on the system.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm sure Harry has some deal with Tony. Come on, get me on, bro. I want to see how horrible this DoorDash app is.
Now, I've heard it said that Uber treats their rideshare drivers as poorly as DoorDash treats their drivers. Would you say that that's an accurate statement or not so much?
Yeah, it's accurate in the gig world, man. Every app treats their drivers like crap. Doesn't matter what app you're on. Is there one app that drivers are happy with? Honestly, there's always something to complain about.
Probably not. I mean, maybe Spark was okay for most drivers for the first year or so, but then you're starting to hear a lot of complaints about it now too.
I'm going to find out. Out when I do Spark.
So you haven't started, because that was the next question. I was going to say, have you done Spark yet?
No, not yet. I just got on. I just uploaded all my stuff, and I'm going to go, see what's available.
So
I forgot. I'm also on Amazon Flex. I forgot. I don't do the delivery part, but I do. There's a Whole Foods and Amazon Fresh near my house. I do some food deliveries. Those are some good batches if you can grab them. So Gary Middleton, if you're watching, create an app to grab these good batches from like Whole Foods or Amazon Fresh. Those people tip well, bro, because they're hungry. They're taking them their food, it's good. So yeah, I forgot about that. I'm on that too.
So Sergio, Uber just made some announcements on some new things that they're doing. And we're not going to talk about the rideshare side of that, but let's talk about the delivery side of it.
Before you do that, why don't you say what you're doing tomorrow for the rideshare piece of it?
Oh, see, that's why Kim is number one.
I'll regain my first place spot by the end of the show.
Okay, so here's the deal. Uber last year had come up with this thing called Go Get 2022. We watched it. There were like 10 things in there, and there I was like boasting. I think I spent 20 million doing that little song and dance. This is how powerful Uber is, people. This video's on their channel. You can go watch it. Some of our videos get up to 50, 60K views. Uber's so far has gotten up to 6,000 views. Yes. I'm going like, whatever. And that includes 3 of us because we all watched it. So, but long story short, now this year, they came up with something called Go Get 2023.
Who saw that coming?
I was laughing until they decided to do something which we're going to talk about. Like Kim said, we'll have a special tomorrow. This is special Show Me the Money, whatever you want to call it, special live stream at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, which should work out for a lot of people. We're going to do like a breakdown of all the things they're offering this year, which whatever works. But rideshare is interesting. There's one thing they're offering for rideshare drivers that we're going to talk the most about. However, there were a couple things in there regarding your world, which is deliveries. Now you can order group groceries. Like me, Kim, and Zach can get on the app and order groceries individually, like whatever we want. One could be a vegan, one could be this, one could be that, and also pay separately. Now, I don't know what kind of nightmare that poor driver is going to be in when he's going picking up that stuff, putting in separate bags, not to mix things up, or at checkout. I don't know how this is all going to work out. But Uber says, we can do that now, individually order. Because the Go Get 22 was after this family in the Bronx. They're going on a vacation to Greece. And supposedly, Uber took care of everything. I'm going like, yeah, okay, that's wonderful. And they were all bad actors, by the way.
So they were really bad actors.
And did you guys catch the part at the end when Derek gets in front of a fake crowd, right? He wants to have this Steve Jobs look with the like black turtleneck and black pants and stuff with his shadow in the background.
Yeah.
bro, you ain't no Steve Jobs, okay? Come on now.
I want to know how much they paid Kris Jenner to do that cameo in
He
there
did do
too.
that? Probably 10 million bucks for that right there.
Yeah. Who the hell is he?
He?
It's
Yeah,
she,
who's Kris
Kris
Jenner?
Jenner. You don't know who Kris Jenner
No.
is?
Bruce Jenner's, well, Caitlyn Jenner's
Caitlyn Jenner's ex-wife.
ex-wife.
Oh, one of those things. Okay, never mind.
Well, not one of those.
No,
You know,
it's a
Kim
Kardashian. I don't care.
Kardashian, her
Yeah,
mom.
it's a Kardashian. I don't care.
She made a cameo appearance. That's probably 10 million bucks for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was confused here. I'm like, we're throwing out names, and now I'm like, I don't know who this is.
So
You're
did you
talking
guys
about
see
the
that?
lady who was
Anything
on the
other than-
computer screen at the end of the video.
Sorry, other than the
Yeah.
grocery part, did you guys see anything that interests you in your world as far as deliveries?
So-
Sorry. I was going to say, I'm actually kind of excited. They actually, and I think it's a good idea. It doesn't affect delivery drivers, which makes it even better.
Which one
But
is it?
you can now, if you order someone a gift like flowers or anything else, you can
Yes.
actually send them a video message. So when it gets to their door, a video message plays for the
That's
customer.
awesome. I think
I-
that's pretty cool, yeah.
See,
I
I
think
think
that's
that was a
actually
dumb
pretty cool.
idea.
Really?
I think that's stupid. Like,
That's
I mean,
stupid.
It
like
could
why?
create some
I,
problems. You know, here's the problem I see with that idea, right? So, you know, you're married and you're sending your girlfriend some flowers and you mix up the two links or whatever. And then the wife gets the flowers and the girlfriend gets the video. That'd be bad form right there. So
well, yeah. I mean, like everybody's got a million apps that they use to communicate with people, right? Like I know I'm not the only one who has a conversation with the same person on WhatsApp, Instagram, and a text, and they're all different conversations with the same person. So I damn sure am not going to be sending something personal and private potentially through the Uber app to apologize for mixing up my wife and my girlfriend.
yeah, well,
Now,
no,
see,
but you know,
I-
mix
I
up
was thinking-
happens though, man.
Wait. But I'm going to say something different because this actually literally happened to me a couple weeks ago. I go to do a pizza delivery and it's a gift and they want me to write from, and it was 3 people, names I could not pronounce. They actually wanted me to write on the pizza box their names. So I'm like, oh God, I can't imagine me doing, and it's handed to me. So I'm knocking on the door and I go, and to find out, it was for a funeral. Like someone had passed away. So like I'm knocking on the door and I'm like, hi, I'm here with your delivery from, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher these poor people's names. I was up front and I said them all. And she's like, who? And I'm like, here. And I showed her my phone. So in this case, a message delivery would be a pretty awesome.
Yeah, you know,
All right, that's
you
fair.
get all these deliveries that are just how come it doesn't happen to me?
I want to point out.
Like, you know, you open the door as a naked girl or a naked guy. In your case, it was like, how come it doesn't happen to me? Just nothing happens. Or the only time I got close to is one time I got close to getting bit by a pit bull, and I was like, F this. I'm not bringing you your food. Your food's on the fucking floor on the curb. Like, go
Man,
get
let me
it.
tell you, the delivery driver stereotype, right? You know, all the cheesy movies, that's completely wrong. Okay. I live in a college town, right? And I'm incredibly good looking and charismatic. There's no denying that.
It's the haircut,
So-
bro.
It's the bowl cut, dude. Chicks find that sexy as fuck. All right.
The
So
haircut.
yeah.
I
And
have
if
so
I
many
can't
thoughts
get
going through my head right now. I'm like, keep them to myself.
if I can't get that pizza boy delivery fantasy to play out in real life, it ain't a thing.
Well, it hadn't happened to me at 1,200 to 1,300 deliveries almost, and not even close. But you know what? To be honest, I don't do pizza. I'll just go park in front of sushi places. You know, low mileage, high prop 22, high tip orders.
There you
That's
go.
what we're going after. So, but
That's
yeah,
what you do it.
Yeah, I don't deliver
So,
pizza. I
something
don't
that
have
I
a
wanna-
pizza box. I don't have a hot box. I don't have a, what do you call that thing, Kim? The
Catering bag, a pizza
Yeah, I
bag,
don't have any of that stuff.
hot
I don't-
bag, anything to keep the food warm.
Heck no, this is like wrong short. You know, I got lost, whoever you are, and I ended up here, and now I'm having a wonderful time with the kids. So I'm going, there you go.
I like that you make me feel so young. I love being called a kid. Thank you, Sergio.
You are my kids, man. Come on, man. I am personally responsible for both of you to be here, so you guys know.
Yeah. That is very true.
That is true.
Sergio
I
got
push,
both
I
of us
push
on with
hard.
RSG.
I'm pushing hard for our Hispanic content creator who's going to show up and kick all of our asses now. But we'll see how it goes.
So I want to point out something with that video that you're talking about. I can't be the only one who noticed that they had likes and comments disabled on it.
No, that's been the Uber channel's modus operandi from the first day. They
But
have
that's a
been not.
problem. Like that
They've
that
been
tells
off.
me
They've been off from the first day.
but that tells me that they know that their messages or whatever aren't being well received.
Can you imagine what the comment section would be like? Okay, do you do
Oh.
read our comments, right? We get like
Yeah.
some videos, people get hot, 500-600 comments,
Yeah.
and I read it and I go like, wow. Okay, by the way, my suggestion to both of you, if you're on Twitter, okay, go follow Derek DK. I follow him. Okay. So I know he's not running his Twitter account, but just to be a jerk, once in a while, he will tweet something. And I'm sure he has a social media person that's putting these tweets out. Holy crap. I go, you're such a glutton for punishment, bro. Why are you even tweeting? Like 100 tweets back. Most of them are the middle finger. And some of them are like, I hope you die. I'm like, that's the best one. Seriously.
Wow.
So I go, why
It's a
even
bit
tweet?
extreme.
So, don't do it. But imagine the comment section.
Yeah.
If that was
No.
open.
I like to read Tony's shoes from time to time. I remember one time, the time he got, the time they got caught siphoning driver tips, and he put out this like 3 series tweet or whatever, apologizing that they felt like they were taking advantage of drivers or something. Oh, the comment section was brutal and beautiful.
Of course.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. But I want to get your guys' opinion on something specific that Uber Eats is doing. They are letting, we kind of touched on this with the grocery delivery side of this, but they're letting minors, kids, 13 to 17 now control their own Uber Eats account
Disaster.
that is being monitored.
Yeah.
Is there any scenario where that goes right?
What could go wrong with that?
I have a mom mentality. First of all, they don't I was looking at the mom in the video and she goes, "Ooh, an alert. I got an alert. My kid ordered Uber Eats." I'm like, yeah, you get an alert after your kid orders Uber Eats. What happens if they ordered like $500 worth of food to your home and you don't know until after it's ordered? Like, I don't know.
Happened. Yeah.
You
So
know what? I think all of that. There is a couple things good in there. Seriously, that but it's mostly rideshare related anyway. But the food side, the grocery stuff, I think it's going to be a cluster F of a situation. 6 people ordering 6 different 5 or 10 items each, and paid separately, and I go like, oh my god, it's like already bad enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then kids ordering food, running a tab, on their parents' account. That'll be like a disaster. Imagine that, like what Kim said. Somebody ordered $500 worth of sushi as a 15-year-old, and then your parent goes, "I didn't order this." Imagine how badly the restaurants are going to get charged back on all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea.
yeah,
To keep ordering food as much as they want. Mad scientist.
we got one for you, Serge.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So Uber is stealing old tips. I got a trip on Monday. I got a tip today, and been more than 1 hour, and it's not shown in my account. Support hung up on me.
Of course they do. Oh, this was a food delivery? Because on rideshare, it's very common that you get a tip like a week later.
To me, it sounded like it was rideshare, but
That was my assumption.
Okay, on rideshare, you can get a tip like I've gotten tips literally like maybe like 2 weeks later, right? Out of the blue. And I don't even remember. The reason for that is as a passenger, when you finish your rideshare trip, like let's say you're getting dropped off at LAX and you're just in a rush or whatever, and then you're not going to use Uber again. Somebody's picking you up, but 2 weeks later you use Uber. When you're using Uber again, it pops up that, oh, your last driver was Sergio. How was he? Would you like to leave a tip and a rating? 2 weeks later or a week later. Then you go, oh yeah, I remember that guy. It was cool. And then you just can leave him a tip. So yeah, tips can show up anytime on rideshare. So
That would be so frustrating to me, not knowing when you're going to get paid or if you even are.
well, your assumption is you're never going to get tipped in rideshare. Because every time you hear "I'll tip you in the app," right? You're not getting a tip. So I'd be like, I don't expect it. I give him all good service except foot massages and waters and chewing gum. It's not going to work. Otherwise, I'll treat you like a human, and I'll take you safely A to B, and you treat me like a human. This ain't your car. I'm not your chauffeur. This is not your limo. You're in my private car. You get out of control. GTFO 1 star. There's the door. However, doesn't happen. I have 10,000 trips. Maybe like 10 have gone sideways like that. So
Okay.
90, it's all good. Most of the gig stuff is good. It's just the companies that are bad. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and that's what happens when there's no crackdown on them. This company gets away with this thing, so company B decides that they can get away with this other thing, and then company C is like, I'm gonna one up you all, and we end up getting screwed.
Yep.
I
So-
personally just think that they all copy each other. So if one thing's working on one app, then, oh, it's working here, let's try it here. And then like it snowballs to like all these other apps and they start like cloning each other. And then it becomes one huge cluster, what of a disaster.
So I want to move into a different subject, but kind of along the lines of us getting screwed over. So at the beginning of the show, we had talked about how Kim is dead wrong about DoorDash. There is a slide that we've got. Can we put up the one about the base pay? So is DoorDash lowering base pay again? Well, the answer to that question is yes. And this time they did something a little different. What they did this time was they lowered it by 50 cents per order in every affected in almost every affected market, as opposed to 25 cents like they usually do. So at first I found 5-6 markets, something like that were affected. And then I put out a video talking about it, and all of a sudden it's like market after market after market that just dropped by 50 cents. So now I've got a problem here because they're not passing the savings on to the customer, but instead they're taking it out of the driver's pocket, charging the customer the same amount, still getting their commissions from the restaurant, and they're pocketing what should have went to the driver. So again, we get shafted. So Kim, how's DoorDash better?
I'm not going to say that they're better when it comes to that. I'm just saying they're better in my market when it comes to pay. This hasn't hit my market yet, so I can't
Can we go
say.
side by side?
Yep.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I can't say that it has affected me at all because it hasn't come to my market yet. I personally haven't seen it. Does DoorDash do stupid stuff like this? Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the company. I'm saying I like DoorDash. It's my moneymaker. It's what produces the most amount of money. Do I agree with every single thing that they do? Absolutely not. I think they have some crooked business going on, but they're making me money. So that's why they are good in my eyes as far as me making money. I'm selfish. I'm going out and making money.
All right.
Yeah, but Kim, see, Kim is like, my time is for sale to the highest bidder, and she's doing what she's doing. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't think anything's wrong with that either.
I have no mixed feelings about this. Okay, doing food delivery or last mile delivery is working for tips. So whoever says it's not, you guys are fooling yourselves. You can find me at Sergio at RideShareGuy.com. We can talk about it.
Yeah. So
Doing food delivery for $2, $3, base pay, whatever is bullshit. It's all tips. You guys are all working. Me too, by the way. I'm working for tips when I'm doing deliveries. In RideShare, not much.
I largely agree with you here that we're working for tips. And that wouldn't be very problematic if they weren't hiding tips.
Yeah.
But while DoorDash was lowering base pay in all of these markets, they were, they were fighting a bill in Colorado that would have provided total transparency to customers and drivers.
Exactly.
So for me, it's the hypocrisy behind it.
Yeah.
They're fear-mongering drivers, sending out these emails and phone calls and stuff that, you're going to earn less money in Colorado if this gets through, which is bullshit because that bill was about
earning less money year after year anyway. You're earning less money year after year anyway. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing on my end.
I just personally think that bill was, I think I said this before, it was like a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. I'm getting my way, I'm getting my way, I'm getting my way because this is the way I'm going to do business and I'm not going to let anybody stop me from doing the business the way that I want to, despite what it does for the drivers. Like they're just all about...
The same thing is happening on RideShare now. There's like 2 states that they're threatening. Uber and Lyft is threatening to leave, one is Minnesota and one is Illinois.
I heard about that.
I would like to see that happen. I really would. Okay, yeah, bullshit. Nobody's leaving anywhere. It's just the scare tactics. And in DoorDash's part, they are good at it. Okay, they really are good at it. And their power is in the app because they can push a notification to millions of drivers within the app, scaring them, saying your flexibility and your freedom is going to die. And then they can do the same on the passenger end or the consumer end, saying, oh, your fares are going to go up. You know how powerful that is? With push of a button, you can talk to like 5 million people or 20 million people at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm going like, if I had that tool, I sure hope I'd be having these people on their knees, bro. But I don't have the tool. Actually, we're working on that tool. So that's
Yeah. Go ahead. It looked like you wanted to say something.
No, I'm just thinking about what Sergio said about us working for tips, and that literally is base pay for me is probably about 20% of my weekly earnings. I probably do about 75 to 80% of my tips every single week just based off of tips. So is it a big deal? Yes, because we shouldn't be losing money even more. But is it that big of a deal? It depends on how you wanna look at it based off of tip versus base pay, ratio that we get paid.
If you're making somewhere in the neighborhood of 50-50 between base pay and tips, you're either in an incredibly shitty market, but chances are you're probably just not doing it right.
Yeah.
So tips should be the vast majority of the income for.
Well, hence you're working for tips. I figured that out like after 2 weeks. My base pay was higher than my tips. I go like, there's something really wrong with this picture.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like 70-30 now, maybe 75-25 now, which is like.
And that's especially true because we don't know what we're going to get in base pay anymore. We don't know if it's going to be $2 one time or $9 the next time.
Yep.
It's completely up in the air.
Very true. There are days on Uber Eats they will do like I kind of gauge that they're going to pay me about 90 cents to $1.10 a mile on base fare, right? And I'd be like 3-mile trip, whatever, with good tip, and then I finish it, it'll be like $9 base pay. I'm like, where'd this come from? I'm not sure. So on those, I'm thinking, periodically every 2-3 days, they will do like this little test. You could tell by doing deliveries that base pay will be super high, and then tips will be like, I'm thinking now, because we have Prop 22 in California, they're trying to figure out how to play the game, right? So base pay is high, their Prop 22 adjustment is going to be much less. So they're probably taking the tips and rolling it into base pay and then not paying me on the back end on Prop 22. So I'm going like, and then it corrects itself. And then it'll go back to the tip hiding, $8 tip, tip baiting, hiding level of Uber that we all know. I don't know, man. I think if you look at the way I look at delivery is this. So whatever I make on base pay is my car expenses, literally, right? My gas, my insurance and maintenance, and the rest is the money that I'm making. Basically, tips.
It's a good way to look at it.
That is a good way of looking at it. Never honestly looked at it that way.
I bet you'll be very close. If you, what is your tip ratio? Like yours is pretty high, right? 4-to-1 or some crazy thing like that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty high, just based off of the LOP program with DoorDash. So yeah, it's pretty high. Yeah.
So I mean, I bet you if you do your numbers, your base is probably covering your car expenses, gas, insurance, extra insurance, rideshare insurance if you have it, whatever not, maintenance and depreciation and all that good stuff, which we try to teach on Show Me the Money. That's, you got to know your cost, even in deliveries, because people, they do all these ride-alongs, right? Initially for like 2 weeks, I was into it. Then I go like, this is so dumb to watch, man. I go, why would I watch a ride-along? It's like, $7 2-mile trip. Yeah, but 2 miles, you have to drive that back. How about double those miles, and then we'll talk about your $7 2-mile trip. Bullshit. And then it'll be like, $12 for 4 miles or 5 miles. Well, it's taking you to the boondocks. You have to drive back those 4 miles. So let's double those miles. Because I think a lot of, sorry, no offense, content creators, they like create this of like, ooh, look at this order. It's so good. I'm like, no, double the miles.
There's a lot of clickbait bullshit.
For $2 a mile. So, get real with it. So I'm like,
there's plenty of clickbait and bullshit in the niche, for sure. And you've got those who are in great markets who are posting thumbnails with screenshots paying like $25 for 3 miles, right? It's like, dude, that's nowhere near a reality for 99% of drivers out there. So you're gonna sit there and post a video about how to make $300 a day on DoorDash of all platforms,
I've done
Awesome.
that. I can't say that I haven't. I'm like,
Well, I
I've
mean,
done
like
that.
I've done it too, but it's few and far between, right? So yeah, I mean, to your point, there's plenty of ignorant shit out there. There tons of clickbait, tons of bad advice. You know, it happens, but
As
You
much
know, I
as
want
it's
to get
bad
on
advice,
DoorDash and I want to compete with you, with not you, the one in the middle, because you don't know what you're doing.
all
I want to
right.
compete with Kim. You know, there's the Gary's app, Gig Wars, right?
yeah,
Right.
it's
Okay.
actually
So,
really good.
so you know, I want to get on DoorDash. Tony, let's go, move it. So I
If
want to get
you
on
get on
DoorDash just to go
DoorDash,
head to head with the queen over here.
I
Okay.
was gonna say, if you get onto DoorDash, we will use Gary's apps and we will do a gig war together. But just know I'm super competitive, so you're going
Oh
down.
no, it's okay.
Shit.
You don't even know half of me say it. It's okay. You know, actually, just for that, maybe I'll just borrow my wife's account and then do some DoorDash.
That would be so much fun.
Just don't tell Tony. So
Everybody's doing it, bro. Who doesn't do fake DoorDash accounts? Come on now.
so you know what, Kim? That's actually a perfect time to jump into another story that we've got tonight.
Yep.
Ha, Thomas
Thank you.
Mathis. You don't know what you're
Thank you for the
talking about,
segue.
Thomas. We kill
So
it, bro. 1 hour and 12 minutes this week, active time, $67. Touch that. There you go. And,
all right. Oh, not this one. The
oops. That's a what?
yeah, we'll get into that here in a little bit. So, is your DoorDash or Uber Eats account for
Yes.
sale?
Love that.
So, hackers have been stealing passwords, like logins, passwords, and stuff from Dashers and Uber Eats drivers, which is why sometimes when you get a call from a scammer, they want access to your account. I mean, yes, they're going to steal your money, but they might also list your account for sale or for rent on places like Facebook.
Yep.
So, this is allowing drivers to use multiple phones with multiple accounts, as well as to bypass background checks.
So this is actually scary. So when I was reading this article, I wanted to do my own research. So I'm like, is this really a thing? Like you can just go onto Facebook. Is it really that easy? And I literally went onto Facebook Marketplace. I typed in just DoorDash. Like you would think like DoorDash hot bags would pop up or something. No, it was literally DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Amazon Flex accounts for rent. I'm like, this is really a thing. Like, it made me almost disgusted. Like, I I was not horrified. I don't think that's the right word, but I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, here we have drivers doing the right thing. We're active. We take orders. We're doing, and then we have drivers out there with 2 or 3 phones trying to get as much money and steal orders that we should be getting. Like it got me so angry knowing that this actually exists.
So, just out of curiosity, how much were the accounts going for? Not that it matters. I'm just genuinely curious.
$40.
$40. That's it.
That's it.
No, but that's not it. See, there is a percentage
No,
on the back end as well.
I wasn't going to click on it, so I didn't
No,
really
no,
go
you don't have to click
into
on it. I know exactly what they're doing, but like I mean, I can go get myself a fake Uber account or a Lyft account or DoorDash account tomorrow.
So,
And there
yeah,
is on
that's
the back end. On the back end, its commission is about 15 to 20% of what you gross, and that's what they do. And you're working under the guy's DoorDash. I mean, who's going to check that if you're there? Because look, Uber is very difficult now because they ask for verification ID or a selfie of yourself, and Lyft started doing it. So in RideShare, it's very dangerous, actually, to be honest with you, because
well,
people
yeah,
used to
and
do that, and I mean, you can get into a killer's car as a customer, which is bad. But on DoorDash, I mean, shit, you're taking somebody's food. Who gives a shit who's taking it as long as you're taking it?
but it got me
you know,
thinking because in my own market, like you get to know your own drivers, right? You get to see your full-time drivers, you get to know the faces. I can't tell you how many times these drivers have 3 phones, sometimes 4 phones, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, this could possibly be what they're doing. Like, I'm like, this is why I'm not getting orders when I want to get orders. Like, it got me so angry.
thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
I'm not wearing my T-shirt. I'm wearing the wrong T-shirt. Shoot. Okay, next time, Thomas, I'll be wearing my
Appreciate you,
normal.
man. Yeah, so that's my question with rideshare though, because I know on Uber you can't switch your picture. Like they have to go in and send you a reset thing or something, right? So I mean, even if you do request a reset, they're going to notice that the old picture looks nothing like that person.
Yeah, but you know
So,
what? There is a lot of ways to do that still in rideshare, but not as easy as it used to be. In the old days, it's very easy. You get deactivated, you go get yourself in another account, and you'll be on the system because their background checks are not going to catch any of that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's a lot tougher. Okay,
So
yeah. See, there you go. DoorDash has done the picks too now. There you go.
it is, but this is my thing with DoorDash was starting the picks. They've only like it started in my area probably 2 or 3 months ago, and it happened once, and not once since then. Not a check-in, not a verification, just once. So okay, great, you do it once, and then like, what good does it do? It doesn't do any good.
Yeah, I think it's something they can do. They have the technology, obviously, for it, right? And we're in the happiest society on the planet. I mean, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
hey, man, you know, I think for safety and security, I think it's a good thing to do. Again, on the food side, I mean, look, man, bad things are actually worse things are happening to food delivery drivers these days than they're happening to rideshare drivers, honestly. I mean, I watch your show, obviously. So on that front, let me give you the breaking news. We're working on. Okay, let me ask you this, guys. If there was a body cam that you can wear, it's like $20 a month, nothing more than that, and no upfront costs. And it's like a GoPro, right? A body cam, and it's uploading to the cloud constantly. Would you be interested in it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
like a dash cam on a body cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming the video quality was decent, yeah.
Video quality is obviously going to be what a body cam is going to do. I mean, probably 4K or whatever. But the key is you have that on your chest and you're walking around doing deliveries, pickups, whatever, and it's continuously recording and uploading to the sky. So, I mean, to the cloud. So I'm thinking, you know, that would be something interesting, actually.
Yeah, no, that could be interesting. So I want to jump back to the buying accounts here, though, because I don't necessarily agree about the delivery part of it. I think that if somebody has nefarious purposes, getting a homeowner to open the door is half the battle. And if you're showing up with a hot bag and they ordered food, right? Even if they leave it at the door, I mean, there's been a couple of occasions where I've had to knock anyway, like, it was pouring rain or something. The cement was wet and, I wasn't going to leave a paper bag there. So I could see that as somebody who has nefarious intentions. I could see them using one of these rented, whatever we're calling them, purchased accounts to scope out higher end neighborhoods, maybe during the day when, a significant other might be at work or something like that, and then show up and get them to open the door. And I could see that being a problem.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to track it. Like how would even DoorDash
well,
even
they would,
track?
but the problem is it would go to the original account holder, wouldn't it?
Well, that's my point. Like, if God forbid something does happen and someone does something horrible to another human being, like, I'm even thinking, and this isn't DoorDash, but even like the Uber Eats, where it took them 2 days in order to find this poor Uber Eats driver, like, it would literally take days in order to track the original account to get to the person who's actually responsible and figure it out. Like, it's scary.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that's, Steve, I gave you kudos. I said it's an honor to follow you on Money Hungry. And I told them, I go, if you want your ratings to tank, put Harry on next week. So, I don't think you were here.
Thank you, Steve.
But on that, back at the ranch, so I think a lot of this started, the major hack that Uber had for like 6-7 years ago, that was a major hack. Then, as we know.
The one that they tried to cover up, right?
Yeah, this with Sullivan, who just got sentenced now. So as we know, there have been hacks continuously, right? So what happens is that due to these hacks, all this information is out there, and all these accounts get out for sale in the black market, and a lot of the of this started with the hacks. That information became really available out there, for sale, and this is what's happening now. And I blame actually the hacks for it. Obviously, there's people who may have a legitimate DoorDash account, they haven't used it, and they want to make some money and rent it to somebody.
Yeah.
The only reason I wouldn't do that with my wife's account, because it's female versus male, right? If somebody opened the door and said, well, you're not Jasmine, I'm like, well, how do you go around that? But if I found a guy who's willing to take 20% of my revenue to give me his account, I don't think the customer is looking at the license plate or the car model, or most of the time they don't even look at you when they open the door. They only look at your face. So I think it's easily done in the food delivery side, a lot harder now on the rideshare side, a lot harder. So
Yeah, so I can second that. I've had a new car and I've never switched it over from my old one on DoorDash. Never had a single person say anything about it.
I think it's easier on DoorDash, to be honest with you. I mean, with Uber Eats, your
Yeah.
face is plastered
Mhm.
to the order, so the person knows who's coming to the door along with your make and your model, and it's a lot more detailed. DoorDash, just Kim coming to your
just
door.
I'm not gonna mess with that one. Jeff, you found me here. I don't know how you found me here. I announced it yesterday that I was gonna be here. Jeff is a
Norma's
good friend from
tits.
Florida, and yeah, it is 2023, and yeah, okay,
So
all right, Jeff, I
so
owe you one. All right.
speaking of not necessarily looking like the picture,
Mhm.
there was a case where a teenage girl was riding with her mom while she was doing Uber Eats, and she got out of the car as opposed to her mom and ran the order up. And when she knocked on the door, the guy answered and was in his birthday suit, exposed himself to a minor.
Oh man,
So
shit.
yeah, he's been arrested, but I mean, Kim, I'm gonna get myself in trouble if I go too far here. I'm
It's
gonna get an email
okay.
from Harry or something.
It's first of all, I don't know how, as a mom, I don't know how I feel about my teenage daughter going to do a delivery for me. I don't think that's something I personally would do. So I don't know whether that's, a parenting issue, but it's definitely a sick individual issue as well. But the
Oh, for
girl
sure.
came back to the car, told her mom, as she was telling her mom, this guy is texting her, "You're cute." And I think the mom
Come
just like,
back.
yeah, come back. And the mom flipped out and called the police, and that's how the police got involved. But this is another, I mean, DoorDash had no issue with her teenage daughter delivering food to this guy's house. I feel like there is a reason why minors don't do food delivery. Like it.
Yeah. So look, I think that if you're a parent, especially a single parent, the chances of you bringing your kid with you to do deliveries is pretty high. I've done it multiple times, but I've never taken my kid up to the door with me. Matter of fact, there's been a couple of hotels I've delivered to where he's come up the elevator with me and hit around the corner while I dropped off the food. But I damn sure am not going to let my kid, even if he were 16, right? I mean, he's nowhere near that yet, but he looks like he's like 15 years old. Like he looks way older than he is. And like I'm just not going to put my kid in a position where he might have to deal with some very adult situations. Like we can have like people drunk and harassing us, violent, whatever. We've all seen the news stories. Like I want to know what was with the mom for sending her kid. I understand she's a teenager, but like really her kid up to somebody's door.
Lazy ass mom. There you go. Because I'm like, I've
Like
done that with my son. He's
Only
like
thing I
14.
can think of is maybe, and this is a very loosely maybe, the mom is trying to teach her daughter responsibility.
then
But to me, there
yeah.
are so
No.
many, I know, and I said it's loosely, but to me, there are so many bad things. Like, what happens if this gentleman literally grabbed the daughter and brought her into the house?
Yeah,
Like, it
like the
literally
guy in Florida.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
Well,
and
a-
as a
and
mom, like
I'm
the guilt, like, can you imagine the guilt of something happening to your daughter because of a sick individual because you told her to do a delivery? No.
yeah, no, fuck that. That's yeah. So
Not happening. I had my son. I'm guilty of, like, I would promise him, okay, let's do a couple hours of deliveries. I'll buy you ramen or something like that. He'd be riding with me in the car, but never I will send him to pick up to the restaurant or ever to go to the door.
Okay,
Like,
that
why
one I
would you
have been
do that?
guilty
I
of.
was like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
So, yeah. So and the guy knew better, right? Like it wasn't. There was something you said a minute ago, Kim, that popped this into my head. This guy, he's a deviant. He's a sexual deviant, obviously. Right? It's not. It's never acceptable. I don't care if the person who's delivering my food is 45 years old. Like I'm not gonna show up, or I'm not gonna like bust my junk out, and for shock value or for whatever this guy was trying to do. It doesn't. Ultimately, it doesn't matter how old she was. It was the fact that he did it in the first place, that he thought it was acceptable to do.
And I don't know how to say this without it being so crude and rude, but it just wasn't limp. It was something else
Oh,
that made it even worse. So I think
ooh,
that
Oh,
was
then you know
even.
what? This guy planned all this. He probably had done this a few more times. I don't think it was the only one
yeah.
the only
See,
time. So that guy
No.
needs to get in the Armenian mafia, and we will take care of that guy. So
yeah, like that's the kind of guy that you chemically castrate. Like
piece of
the
shit.
gentlemen know better. This kind of shit shouldn't happen. I'm sorry. And you know
Well,
what? I want to know. I want to know how. You said DoorDash earlier, but I thought this was on Uber. So
I thought it was DoorDash. It
okay,
could be Uber.
I
doesn't
thought it was
matter.
Uber.
Brother, doesn't
I
mean
say, does it
Yeah.
really
So
matter?
no, it really doesn't. But I want to
could
know
be
how it was
anything.
handled.
Oh,
I
it
want to know
is.
how it was
It
handled
was
by the
Uber.
app.
You're right.
Okay. All right. I want to know how it was handled by the app though. Was this customer barred for life? Was that address blacklisted?
Hell no.
Supposedly he's off the platform, and DoorDash took care of him off the platform.
So right, but like I've seen cases where people have gotten a really terrible customer, and then they requested somebody blocked, and then support's like, oh yeah, they're taken care of. You're never going to get them again. And then the very next day they get them again.
No.
So, what could this sick bastard potentially do next time? It's like Sergio said. Is he going to try to pull her in the house next time?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I mean,
Like,
look, these companies never kill the golden goose. The customer is the golden goose that lays the golden egg.
yeah,
It will take a lot for a customer or a passenger to get kicked off the platform. A lot. I'm talking
yeah,
a lot. Not some touchy-feely thing or not some cussing, the driver out or whatever. It will take a lot for these companies to kick, the consumer off the platform. So, don't buy any of this stuff that it'll be a lot easier for the driver to get deactivated than this guy getting kicked off the platform.
yeah.
These
So,
companies are hungry for dollars. That's it.
and I'm not down on the parent for having her daughter with her, but
No.
next time just have her drive the car. Don't have her go to the door.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. But Kim, do you want to introduce the story about the Top Dasher fiasco?
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to let me know in the chat, were any of you guys a victim, or maybe it's not a victim. It's a good
My
thing.
wife got it. My wife
The
got it.
Top Dasher debacle this weekend. So
Yeah.
if you don't know about it, or if you do, so I think it was Friday people started reporting it, or maybe it was Saturday. Can't remember that everybody was getting Top Dasher left and right. Were Top Dasher, and it actually said for the month, and everybody was so excited. I don't need high AR on Top Dasher. And then by Monday, it just completely went away. And there was an email that got sent out that said, "Psych, sorry, it was just for the weekend. Have a good day."
We've got a
Oh,
copy of that
really?
email as well.
I didn't know that. Because my
Yeah,
wife showed it to me. Goes, what is this? I go, oh, you're great. They reset your AR, and so you're free for a month.
Yeah.
But then she didn't tell me that it was just for the weekend. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So-
So there was a person who actually, I found this on Reddit. They actually contacted support to say, hey, what's going on? And they said, yesterday you unlocked Dash Anytime and had Dasher. Now it's gone. And please be informed it was for Mother's Day. So supposedly it was a Mother's Day thing for the weekend that DoorDash did. So I don't know. My opinion, I think that they did this to avoid doing peak pays in areas and saved money on the peak pays just by having a flood of drivers working over the weekend.
That very well could be. I mean, they're they're really scummy like that. They pull moves, so yeah, it's possible.
I just don't like the non-communication. Like, if you're going to do something like this, say for Mother's Day, we're giving every dasher, top dasher for the weekend, enjoy, have fun, make money. The thing with doing stuff like this, people think, oh my God, I'm top dasher. I don't have to schedule. So now you go 3 days without putting in a schedule. So now as a driver, you're kind of screwed out of putting in a schedule. And now you can't go make money because you think you're top dasher because there's no communication.
Yeah, so I'm of the opinion that since they said it, they should honor it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents, but screw us, right? We're just the drivers.
Just peons, man. Come on, man. You guys are taking yourself way too seriously here. Okay, I have like groupies. I have groupies that follow me. So once you guys get really famous like me, just you have groupies. So app rides, I have a great article and I have the article done, but the video is gonna come out. Okay, this gentleman is from Biloxi, Mississippi. He's like an amazing guy, right? But so here he is. 100% AR, 0% CR. Kim is speechless.
Yeah, that's
Literally the mic is turned off. But so now he comes with his bullshit here. He goes, I got an award for 100% acceptance rate for last month from Uber, Sergio. Donnie, you're so full of shit. There you go. Take that. I see. I didn't fall for it, Donnie. I know you too well, but you're buying me those crab legs when I come to Biloxi. There you go. So yeah, man. How do you guys think about that? 100%. Do you have 100% AR and 0 CR in any app?
No.
I'm like, no, I can't even say that.
I think he's the only one in the country. I found him.
Yeah.
I have the screenshots.
That's dedication, I suppose, but
he kills it, bro.
A little too much dedication for me.
He kills it.
I'll say, if someone's making money the way, like I always say, like run your business, like this is a business, right? So run your business the way you want to run it. If his way of running a business and making money and his way is taking every order, then you know what? Hats off to you for doing it.
He's all right here, and he makes like 1,500-1,600 on the app and about 500 on tips because he's in a casino market, second largest casino market in the country, and all he does is just on auto accept. He accepts everything. I'm going like, holy shit, they'd be giving nightmares.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, if it works for him, but like I said, more dedication than I have. So I want to, sticking with the theme of DoorDash, I want to talk about another DoorDash scare tactic. And basically what they're doing is they're harassing drivers now that restaurants are saying that they were a subpar driver. So essentially they're letting restaurants rate drivers now. So Kim, do you want to read that? Are you kind of small on there,
no, I have it up. So a lot of drivers last week got this email. Let me know in the chat if you guys got this email as well. And it says, whoever the driver is, we've noticed over the last 30 days, one or more restaurants negatively rated you when picking up an order. We would like to remind you to be patient and respectful, handle food carefully, bring a hot bag, and follow the instructions provided by the restaurant. So I guess if you got some kind of negative rating in the past 30 days, you got this nice little email saying, hey, as a driver, you suck. No, I'm just kidding. As a driver, you're not doing your job.
This reminds me of...
Really? This is real?
This is real.
This is real. A lot of drivers got it last week.
Awesome.
This reminds me of Uber sending out the fake contract violation. They don't call them that, but they say that the customer claimed that their order never showed up, but wasn't actually the case. So Uber is sending these out, and now they're sending. Now DoorDash is kind of copying in a way, and they're saying if you notice the wording there, one or more restaurants. So they're leaving these drivers on like kind of a cliffhanger without having all of the information. Like how many reported me? Because we can't see those numbers.
Well,
So
To me,
they
it's
will,
just like
they will never,
everything.
they look, man, why would they do anything different on, how it is? I mean, on the rideshare side is the same thing, right? If a customer complains and it was the last customer because your rating just ticked down 1/10 because they give you a 1 star,
mhm.
and it was them, and then you call support and they say, well, we can't tell you due to privacy reason who it was, what it was, blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming this is the same thing, right? The restaurant, they're never going to tell you which restaurant it was. But if you did 5 deliveries, you know which one it was, probably like night and day.
Yeah.
And by the way, can you rate the restaurant as well? Yeah, you can, right? The thumbs
Nope.
up,
No,
thumbs down.
you
Not on
can't. Not
DoorDash.
on DoorDash.
Oh, on Uber you can. I
Yep.
can.
On
I
Uber, you
give
can give
thumbs
them
down
one
all day
step.
long.
I
I'm like, screw them.
I don't know. I just think if a restaurant is rating us, then we should be able to rate a restaurant. I
I
think
agree.
it's fair and square. They rate us, we rate them, and it's a check and balance system.
I agree. So I'm curious to see if that update's coming next. Stay tuned. We'll be sure to talk about it if it does. So
It'd be
it's probably the last
interesting if
time
it
you guys
did.
ever hear us talking about it.
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Between the customer or the consumer, the restaurant or you, who's going under the guillotine?
Us.
You.
Every
You.
time.
The driver, 100%.
Because customer is, laying down all the service fees, delivery fees. The restaurant is paying anywhere between 15 and 30% on each order. And what are you doing other than being a pain in the ass? Nothing. So
I
out.
see.
There you go.
I see that this feature personally as a really useless, pointless feature. I don't even want to call it a feature, but restaurants have had the ability to ban a driver for at least 6 months, but probably longer. For those of you who do not know, a merchant can say, I never want this driver coming back in the tablet. Doesn't mean you're deactivated, just means you're not going to get orders for that restaurant anymore. So, Kim, did you know that they could do that?
I did know that they can do it, but on
Okay.
the opposite side, they can also, for DoorDash, they can also give you a 5-star rating too, which sometimes, I'll say sometimes loosely because it hasn't really been proven, but supposedly sometimes if they rate you as a 5-star, they actually start sending you more orders to that restaurant. So I don't know how true that is, but there's been rumors kind of over the years that that happens on DoorDash. So yes, they can ban you.
So,
Even on Spark, they can ban you from a Walmart if they wanted to.
yeah. So, but my point is, excuse me. Sorry. My point is though, what is the point of the rating system if they can just never have us show up again? Why are they going to fearmonger us and not show us the statistics? Like, I want to know what restaurant claimed what. If they're going to make an accusation, I want to know who said what. Especially if the alternate was just to bar me outright.
I actually kind of like Uber Eats in this case because you can actually see merchants versus customers, and you can actually see if a merchant gave you a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah,
So
true.
to me, I like actually Uber Eats a little bit better when it comes to this because I feel like it's a little bit more transparent. And I had an instance with Uber Eats, and it wasn't my fault. It was actually the restaurant's fault, and of course they blamed the driver. And they actually gave me a thumbs down. I fought it, but it didn't go away. But it was besides the point. But I knew as soon as it came through, I'm like, God darn that freaking restaurant.
But
Yeah.
restaurants they have all restaurants, don't they? Have like this plaque or warning or whatever you want to call it that we are allowed to refuse service to anybody anytime we want. So
Yeah.
why is a DoorDash driver so special? I mean, the guy's an a-hole,
Yeah.
and I've seen plenty a-holes, because
Yeah.
there's a sushi place I pick up quite a bit. I mean, they're swamped on Fridays and Saturdays. Like, I just take my time, have a smoke, walk around a little bit, answer some comments, and there'll be these 2-3 drivers barking at this poor lady, right? I go, what's the problem? I go, you guys are collecting Prop 22 money. Just enjoy yourself. As opposed to just barking at the lady. What's your rush? It's sushi, for God's sakes. Anyway, but, and she would always tell me, like, you're so nice, and they're so, like, bunch of morons. I go, you can go just downrate them, and then I'll get all the other orders. Maybe so you can even refuse service to these guys. And then I'll be like, I'll get all their orders going forward. So Anyway, but yeah, I think they can refuse anything. They can refuse service to you, probably. They can just get out. You don't need to do it through the app, maybe. I don't know.
So true.
Yeah. So
See,
uh,
again, don't take it too seriously. It's just delivery. It's okay.
That's anyway. I say that every time. The only thing we do is like we pick up, we drop off, we pick up. We like it's not that serious. I swear, it's not that serious.
No, no.
so it's all fun and games when it's going well, but when summer rolls around, it tends to get a lot more serious because many drivers are doing this as their side hustle. So
Jeff, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Picked up food from an Italian restaurant. They wouldn't let me use their restroom. $200 order. Told them they were a-holes. Said that they would complain to Uber. I laughed. Pizza upside down in the car. I win.
That's typical Jeff right there. That's it, baby.
Yeah, so there's no reason that a restaurant shouldn't let drivers use the bathroom. Man,
No.
during lockdown times, I would purposely accept orders from restaurants that I knew had an open bathroom just so I could take a leak. So pretty petty of a restaurant to not let you use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So we had kind of asked you, Sergio, if the summer slowdown is a thing in rideshare, and you said not so much, kind of the opposite. But it's actually, I just realized Kim doesn't have the summer slowdown either because of her market. I'm the only one here that deals with this crap every year.
Well, that's because you refuse to do rideshare. You're in the best market in the country. Kim, seriously, talk some sense into this fool, man.
She doesn't do it either.
I can't say it because I don't.
No,
do
but
it.
her rates in Jersey are nothing like yours. You have the highest rate. You have, Kim, this guy, if he wanted to, he has 80% of employee rights, healthcare, sick time, paid time off, all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not joking. 80% of employee rights by staying independent contractor, and at the lowest end, he's going to get paid $1.20 a mile and 40 cents a minute, and he's not doing rideshare. And if he goes to Seattle, he's going to get $1.50 a mile and 64 cents a minute. You know how much money that is? Let me tell you something. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's good money.
Yeah. So go do some rideshare, bro. Summer slowdown, you'll kill it. I'm telling you.
One of these days, I'm going to take.
Yeah,
one of these days, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to rent a car though.
Go rent a Tesla. Don't you have a Hertz around you somewhere?
Nope.
Shit.
I think the only well, if we do it's at the airport.
No, rent any car. Rent any car, like Uber or Lyft or whatever car. And
I had actually
250
looked at that.
Unlimited miles. Go do it for a week. Maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, I might. Yeah. So I had looked into the whole renting the car thing, but the problem is I got to go pick it up like in Tacoma or something. It's.
Where do you live, bro?
I live like right below Canada.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like I could seriously throw a bottle of maple syrup and hit a Canadian. So
yeah, we're she's in Jersey. I'm in LA. We don't have problems like that.
come to Costco here. So, but the summer slowdown is coming, and Kim and I wanted to kind of discuss this, duke it out a little bit on ways that drivers can stay afloat. So, if Kim's market is a tourist destination, so people come to her. So she says that you explain how Uber Eats works in your market every other time of the year versus summer.
So it's crickets on Uber Eats. Like I see $2 orders, $1.50 I saw the other day, $5 orders. Like Uber Eats is not good in my area. But once summer hits and people come from all over, like we get Canadians, we get New Yorkers, we get people flocking to the Jersey Shore. I feel like they bring Uber Eats with them and they start ordering Uber Eats again because it's popular. I feel like everywhere else except for my own areas. And then once Labor Day hits and people go away, so does Uber Eats. So it's a very seasonal type of thing around my area. It's very strange.
Yeah, let me tell you what I experience in my market when I'm doing delivery work. It's me in a hot ass parking lot with a broken air conditioner, not seeing a single order for 45 minutes at a time. And this is the way it is. So you have to get really creative. So I wish I had a map of this. Like it wasn't planning on talking about this specifically, so we don't have a screenshot. But so I live in Bellingham, Washington, and it's the largest city in the county, and therefore, you know, my market. One town north of me is a place called Ferndale, and that market has a population about a tenth, roughly, of Bellingham. But that's actually a better place to drive in summer because you don't have 200 drivers out on the road competing for 50 orders. Instead, you've got like 2 drivers competing for, you know, 8, 10 orders. So like that's one suggestion that I have for people. The biggest city in the market may not be the best idea. For me, it's that smaller town with fewer restaurants, but they're all houses and there's way less drivers. So I'm the one who gets the ping first.
Got it. So for me, so it's my area is just so weird. It come Friday night. Friday night, people come to the store because they get off of work and they're like, I'm going down the store for the entire weekend. So traffic around my area is like literally you can't move. It's jam packed. We call the parkway a parking lot because literally from north to south you can't move. Sunday, people go back to wherever they're going to, and it's a vicious cycle throughout the weekend. So my slowdown actually happens in September when people go away. When you guys actually start ramping back up
We
again,
pick up. Yep.
I like literally die, and they're like, you're like, oh my god, where did everybody go? Where are the orders? And it's an adjustment all over the place. So if you are in a slowdown, I like to plan my own vacations around the slowdown of the gig work. So if I'm going to take a vacation, I'm going to take it during that time. So that way I don't think about orders. Like I'm going to go to the beach myself and enjoy it as much as I possibly can. Or I might take different days off and enjoy the beach for, you know, I usually sometimes take Fridays off in the summer just so I have like full beach days. So there's just some things. My big advice is to save, even if it's an order a day. So when you get to your summer holidays, you can be like, okay, I'm taking off Memorial Day. Or if you're not making your goal, you're like, okay, I have this in savings. So if I don't make my goal, like I'm not stressing myself out that I didn't make my goal for the day. I have some in reserve to, you know, to preserve it.
That's wise. That's what Uber Lyft does. Uber Lyft Phoenix saves up all year and then takes like 3 months off in the summer. That is the life I want to live right there. But
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because you don't want to be in Arizona in summer, bro. Have you been in
yeah, no,
Arizona in
he comes
summer?
up here actually. Yeah. So
But you
another
know,
thing that you can.
on the delivery side, like you know what? I think I know for a fact my market's going to be really slow because I know, you know, upper middle class white people, they're all going to go on vacation and do shit and whatever. And yeah, it'll be slow for deliveries. But you know, it'll be busy for rideshare. That's why you got to do all these things. Like you got to do different things. You know, the day of the single dominant app is gone. There is no such thing. Maybe DoorDash has it now for deliveries. I mean, they may be the single dominant app at the moment. But yeah, I think you know, actually, what I want to do is I want to do like an article on Kim to see exactly how much money she's making and you know breakdowns and do an interview with Kim and you know it's
Wow.
like put it on the behind the wheel segment of our channel.
That would
You
be
know,
pretty awesome. Wow,
I
Sergio.
was just thinking about you need to put up I was going to do it with John Michaelian, but he quit, went to a W-2.
Yeah.
So and then
Damn
now
it,
look,
John.
I need a victim, so might as well be cool.
That means I need to bring my A game.
Better bring your A game. You're talking a lot of smack over there, Miss Jerry Z. It's like I go like, yeah, I'm just next to Bon Jovi and all that shit. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna see when we do the gig wars. We're gonna see who's gonna take you down.
I got you.
That's right. It's
I
okay.
might be small, but I am mighty, my friend.
I am sure you are, you know, but you know, we have our ways. We have our mean, cheating ways. You know, we're gonna run laps around you.
No cheating involved. That's not
You won't
fair.
even feel it. You won't even feel it. It'll be just like DoorDash lowering your base pay. It'll be like you boil, you know, in cold water, and it will slowly start boiling you like a little frog. You won't even feel it. Don't worry about it. But all kidding aside, yeah, I think I'm gonna do an article on Kim because I think she's
Wow.
like the top earning delivery person in the U.S. with 12, 14 apps or something.
She does well.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Kim works her ass off. She hustles.
How many hours do you work, Kim?
I have cut back a little bit. I'm probably like 35, 40 hours at this point.
That's cut back.
Yeah.
And that's
I
on
used
top
to
of
do
what
like,
else?
I used to do like 55-ish hours. So I've
And
cut
you're still married?
back. I'm still married. Yes, I'm telling you, I feel like I have like 4 full-time jobs. I have YouTube, I have gig work, and then I'm a mom. I'm a wife, so that's 4 full-time jobs right
Do
there.
your days have more than 24 hours? Because mine still has
Um,
24.
and not really. I'm usually up until 12, 1 o'clock almost every morning, editing, putting out, like trying to get content ready for the next day, and then wake up,
Wow.
get my daughter ready for school, and go
Are you
out.
hearing this,
And
Jasmine? Look at her. She's like, come on, get your shit together.
Sergio's sleeping on the couch tonight.
No, never. Never, baby. Anyway, but no, summer slowdown is here for sure. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Yeah.
actually it started like this week. I did some deliveries. Actually, on this weekend, I did some deliveries. We had done the Mother's Day thing already, so I go like, I'm bored Sunday. What do? I go do some deliveries. Man, it was like 2 hours, one order. I go like, holy shit, this is bad. And it may have already started, to be honest with you, because it's been really hot in LA. So I think people just go out, eat out more than order food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about slowdown, just one thing, is it seems really bad at the time. Like when you're in it, you're like, this is the worst thing ever. How am I going to survive? Hang in there because it will go away. I think that's like one of the
Every
best
year.
advice I can give somewhere. It goes away every single year and it comes back. So it might seem really bad at the time, but kind of hang in there and it'll come back.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of more lighthearted things that we would like to show you. So these are the funnies that we totally copied from Show Me the Money Club. So, Kim, do you want to go ahead and read that?
So it says, please be patient for your order. We will call you when it's ready. Don't stare at us through the glass. We are not fish or zoo animals.
You know what? I actually sympathize with this. The drivers that I deal with, like, okay, we have a Chick-fil-A that's very busy, right? So I've figured the rhythm of the Chick-fil-A in my neighborhood. They're always 10 to 12 minutes late. So I'll take my time. I see these drivers sprinting into Chick-fil-A. I'm looking at them like, what's wrong with you people, man? You know the order is not ready. And then the thing that pisses me off, if I was a restaurant owner or a behind the counter worker, when some jackass comes and shoves the phone in my face,
yeah.
I'd be like, buddy, you just leave now. Because I even as a delivery person, I see what they do. I hate that. I go, why are you doing this, man? Like, are you like illiterate? You can't read the goddamn person's name? Why you have to shove it in their face, man? And I'm like, that's like, I'm all.
I had a
with the
name
restaurant.
one time. I think this is the only time I've ever done it. I had a name that I'm pretty sure had a click in it. It was confusing. There was apostrophes and hieroglyphs and shit. But yeah, it's disrespectful. It's unnecessary. You should never, ever. And if you do need to show them the name, just be like look confused for a minute and be like, your guess is as good as mine, and you don't have to like be like that,
Yeah, the guy's name is Bob, and you go shove it in his face. I'm like, bro, just shut up, get out.
Well, Bob sounds like an asshole.
Yeah. Anyway, but these delivery drivers, man, I see them all the time, and I talk to them. I'm a talkative kind of a person, and they'll
I don't
be
know.
like, I go, why are you rushing? Like, why are you running? He goes, well, I want the order to be hot, and blah 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 blah. I go, first of all, it's Chick-fil-A. It's going to be like 12 to 14 minutes because they're busy as hell. There's like everything going on. Number two, I go, you have Prop 22, and most of them will go, what is that? And I'll be like, I'm gonna kill you and then kill myself, and then shoot everybody else here. But all joke aside, there are drivers who don't know what Prop 22 is, and because they're top dashers or whatever they are, their acceptance rate is like 98%. I know that they're receiving Prop 22 money every week from DoorDash and every 2 weeks from Uber Eats. I go, that money that shows up every 2 weeks that you don't know where the heck it came from? That's Prop 22, you moron. That's for you to accept all these orders and doing God's work for DoorDash at $2 at a time. I goes, oh, that's what it is. I go, yeah, that's what it is.
It's incredible to me that people are going to earn money doing something without doing the research first.
I had a Nigerian guy that I met at one of these restaurants. Every week between Uber Eats and DoorDash, he would get $400 in Prop 22 money.
How much?
400.
Woof.
400.
How much do you usually get a week, Sergio, if you don't mind sharing?
Depends. Like this past week, I had to do 5 orders because of something I'm working on. And so I got $7.41 in Prop.
Okay.
But I only
orders.
did 5 orders. So
Okay.
But this guy was getting like $400 week after week between Uber Eats and DoorDash. I don't know if he was doing Grubhub. That's a lot of money for
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some drivers who don't even make that with tips and base pay in certain markets.
Yeah, no, because but for that, to get that kind of money, you have to accept everything pretty much.
So yeah, that I'm not the one.
Well, but it's guaranteed $22 an hour.
Yeah,
much.
but I'm
You
still
take
not.
everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to take no tip orders.
Okay, all right.
Yep, definitely not the guy.
All right. Sorry, I hijacked this topic, but this makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, my thing with this is just spray paint the window. If it bugs you that bad, just darken it. Put up a shade, But I don't know. Like people are curious, they want to see their food coming out. They want to, like we don't have anything to do. Like we could screw around on our phones, but like
But soda, I am milking the clock, bro. What are you talking about? I'm walk slow, talk slow, walk back to my car slow, deliver slow, or go the speed limit. I do everything to get the Prop 22 money. You should see my Prop 22 money.
I don't think I would know what that is.
What?
Like I'm always like go 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 go.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, because you have to.
Like you got Sergio stopping in the middle of LA to play a game of chess in between picking up his orders.
No problem. No problem.
So we've got one more funny for you guys that we're going to wrap it up with. Have either of you been to the great country of Texas?
Are they breaking up again?
No. So this was a conversation that a driver had with support. Kim, do you want to take this one?
Sure. So this is a conversation a driver had with support. They just wanted to switch their states. So they said it starts off with the support person says, did you try to switch your starting point to a different country from what you signed up for? ? So then the driver said, no, I signed up in Oklahoma, USA, and I need to change it to Texas, USA. The support person said, you will not be able to dash in a different country from where you signed up. You will need to sign up again in that country so you are able to dash there. And the driver says, it's the same country. So supposedly...
Where is DoorDash's support, by the way? Where is DoorDash's support? Philippines?
Yeah. Usually.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
So supposedly they don't know the difference between state and country.
If you get like escalated support, you can end up talking to somebody in India, but this person almost certainly was in the Philippines.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. My thing is, why was this driver? There was actually part of this that got cut out for space above that. This driver was just there temporarily. So
yeah, I think it was for like Mother's Day weekend or something like that. They were visiting relatives or wherever, and they just wanted to change the state so they could dash when they were visiting relatives. I don't.
Because I mean, you can dash now, assuming the market's red, regardless, without changing anything. But I mean, I guess if they wanted to get on the schedule, then that's different.
I
just don't know why she was.
Change when you're doing deliveries. Do you have to change anything? Because on RideShare, certain states you do, but
only on Grubhub.
You have to literally like notify them that I'm going here. I want to do it here, because I know when Pedro showed up to Herbivore, Like he turned his DoorDash app on and he did an order right then and there. And he's from St. Louis.
Usually if it's just Dash Now, like if it's red or pink, you can just kind of start taking orders. So I was a little confused by this.
Yeah, me too. I'm wondering, it's got to be a scheduling thing. Like she's trying to like schedule hours. So, but you know, if anybody in the comments has been to the great country of Texas, you'll have to let us know how it is.
Great country of Texas.
The great country of
Jeff
Texas.
would disagree. He would say great country of Florida. But yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I think we are going to about wrap it up. We want to thank Sergio so much for joining us tonight.
You owe my son, bro. He missed his practice, so you know.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, you should have said something.
No, it's okay. I'm kind. I'm okay. I didn't want to go anyway. It's like 91 right now, and I didn't feel like sweating my ass watching him run around. So I go like, hey, it's okay.
Stay in the air conditioning.
Or maybe his mom took him. I don't know. But I haven't heard the door bang, so maybe he did go to somebody. You know, okay, you guys, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Sergio.
Enjoyed myself.
It was a pleasure.
I know, and you guys are super, really. I mean, be patient. It'll, you know, if you build it, they will come, right? Look at the older folks on Show Me the Money. You know, you build it, they will come. So slowly, you know, we'll get there. And so Bud Soda looks like Bud Soda. Did you get fired from DoorDash, bro? Is that what happened?
Oh boy, we're gonna open Pandora's box. No,
Bud Soda has my email address. He emails me all the time. So I'm like, hey, you can email me. I can't get you back on, so I'm not telling you about that. So, you know, but I'm just telling you. Because you were complaining, I saw that. Yeah, Kim, we're definitely going to do an article and an interview. So get like a crazy month going, right? Like maybe like 1,500 a week, kind of a month, okay? And then you'll be the poster girl of last mile delivery, period.
Oh
behind the wheel, Kim. No, behind the wheel, the best delivery person in the U.S. Highest earning delivery person in the U.S.
I am sure there are many other people who are a lot higher than I do.
You're too modest. You just should say no. Yeah, that's me right there. Bring it. Be the Jersey girl. Come on.
Don't forget to check out Show Me the Money Club special episode tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Noon Pacific, yes, 3 p.m. Eastern.
You are not going to want to miss what they've got coming.
We have the go get 22 fake Steve Jobs wannabe lookalike Dara Ghoshoshai, and you know, and well, kidding aside, you know, it's a serious matter. There's something in there that we need to talk about, people. And we actually put a community post, and like 100 people said no. And I tweeted this immediately. Okay, here it goes. This is the conditions I'm working under. I'm like under so much stress. I tweeted it. I go, yeah, there are some good things in Go Get 22, but I go, this thing that you guys are thinking of doing, it's a horrible idea. No upside for the driver, higher liability, bullshit. So who comes in and chimes in? Harry. You know, Harry goes, well, there's more demand, Serge. I go, when was the last time you did a goddamn trip on any platform, bro? So go sit over there. And so he was like, you know, yeah. But yeah, we're going to be on tomorrow. Please join us. I know it's not going to be as fun as the regular shows and no free money, but it's going to be like 45 minutes, quick slap around for Uber, Lyft, and well, Uber, not Lyft. Lyft is doing everything great right now. So yeah, come on down, watch us.
So go check it out tomorrow. I look forward to it. I can't wait to see you guys get all feisty about it.
Yeah,
we try, man. We try.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be here.
And we'll go jump in the
next
pool
Wednesday, 5 p.m. Next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We will see you then. Have a good night.